Hello everyone. It is Wednesday. It is Wisdom Well Wednesday time, and today we are doing one of our Chakra Series episodes. We are doing episode 13, which is the 11th chakra in the 12 system chakra system. So we are doing Understanding the Galactic Chakra, Universal Consciousness and Unity today. Just a little FYI, especially the chakras outside of the seven major, which we have done before, they have different names, they have different locations, they have different colors, slightly different meanings. So just because I'm going through the ones that I use doesn't mean that they're necessarily the ones that you use or someone else would use. So just take what resonates with you and look into some things yourself, see which ones sort of resonate better with you if you're not really gelling too much with the system that I'm talking about when I'm talking about the 12 system. So we, as I said, we did do chakras already, this being the 13th episode. So if you haven't already, please go back and watch the first one, which was on February the 12th, 2025. That was the introduction to the seven major chakras. And then every week after that, for 7 episodes, we did a chakra each. And then on September the 24th, 2025, we went into the 12 chakra system. And that was literally just adding 5 more to the 7 that we'd already learned. So this is the 11th chakra in that 12 chakra system. So in a month's time, we're going to do the very last one in this one. And then we're going to move on to even more chakras. So very, very exciting times. Are you ready to unlock the mysteries of the cosmos and elevate your spiritual journey? Dive into the world of the Galactic Chakra, your connection to the universe's energies and wisdom. In this video, we'll explore how to activate this powerful chakra, enhance your intuition, and embrace the cosmic flow that binds us all. Okay, so welcome to the Galactic Chakra, the 11th chakra in the 12 chakra system. This is represented by mainly like violet, but also gold and silver. So thus I have sort of my purple hat, my sort of gold, and then the silver stars. And then I'm actually wearing a skirt that kind of incorporates all the colors. Pretty good. And then of course the jewelry, which we'll go into as well. Like you can do gold and silver jewelry, purple, like amethyst stones and stuff like that, but we'll go into that a bit later. This is a chakra that's several feet above your head. It sort of acts more like a cosmic bridge, more than a chakra sort of in a line like all the others. So this one kind of connects us to higher realms and other realms, sort of things like the Akashic Records, and I have done a few videos on the Akashic Records as well if you want to check those out. But this is how we kind of can enter places like the Akashic Records and other realms like that. It's also believed that we can sort of access this chakra through our hands and our feet. So when we go into the 21 minor chakras later this year, we're actually going to be talking about these minor chakras in our palms and on the soles of our feet. So you've got to wait a little while, especially for the feet one, for that. But yeah, so that's how we can kind of connect with this galactic chakra. So it's a little bit different from the other ones that we've gone through so far, right? Where they're kind of all in a line and they're all in a location, and we kind of access them at that location. This one we can kind of connect to from our sort of physical bodies into that several feet above our heads. That's an interesting one, right? So as always, we're going to go through how to know if it's inactive and unhealthy, and then overactive, and then how we can identify a healthy and active chakra. So physical symptoms for inactive and an unhealthy one, they'd be things like digestive issues, more like a sort of like a heaviness or a blockage kind of feeling in that kind of like lower, sort of like the sacral kind of chakra, if you remember from our 7 major chakras. Although it also can manifest as like headaches and migraines and things like that, especially around clarity, which we'll get into in a moment. And then overall would be sort of a weakened immune system and stuff like that, sort of getting lots of illnesses and things like that a lot of the time and not being able to heal so well. That might be a spiritual disconnect rather than a more physical or that kind of like sort of a environment kind of thing. It could possibly be something higher that needs to be helped and looked into. On an emotional level, if we have an unhealthy or an inactive galactic chakra, we obviously are going to be emotionally unstable and sort of feel like a disconnect, especially with anything higher than us. So that could be a god or the universe or our place in the world. It could even be more closer to home and be a disconnect with other people or the environment, like the nature around us and stuff like that. We kind of feel like an isolation a little bit. Again, lack of purpose. I just kind of said that, but yeah, like a lack of purpose and not really knowing the meaning of life and why you're here and what you need to be doing with yourself. That's kind of a recurring theme with these higher chakras anyway. And of course, like mood swings and things like that, very rapid and quick changes of moods and things like that. Mental symptoms would be things like a lack of clarity, and this shows up in all of what I'm going to be talking about with this chakra, because when it's underactive or unhealthy, it's going to really make you feel like you don't really know what's going on. Maybe it's just a mental fog, or maybe it's literally you have no focus, no clarity, you can't make decisions at all, and there's a confusion there. It's quite a baffling feeling. You might even have overthinking or even a fear of change and things like that could be a problem there with mental blockages. And spiritually, obviously, you wouldn't really have a connection, as I said before, with the divine and or like the energies, right? For a big umbrella term, any kind of energies outside of yourself, you don't feel a connection. You don't feel even worthy of connecting with it or with yourself. You might feel a disconnect with yourself as well on a spiritual level. You can't tap into your intuition or your higher self or your soul. These could also be some signs there that it's inactive or unhealthy. We can also though have an overactive chakra, and so this is pretty much these things again, but slightly different. So physically, our headaches would be very, very concentrated on the top of our head, like on our crown chakra from our 7 chakras, right? And we'd feel sort of that fatigue and that worn out, like physically worn out. We would, of course, have the digestive problems as well. That would be manifest more like a discomfort or a bloatedness, or even just a irregular digestive system, like a very, very irregular. And that could even be hunger. Maybe we binge and then we starve and we go like those polar opposites, that kind of thing. Like we really want food and then we're not hungry at all, like this kind of thing. Emotional symptoms of an overacted would be overwhelm and really feeling sensitive to that, really feeling like you can't handle that abundance and that wave flooding you, right? You feel really claustrophobic, or you feel really like engulfed And then even a fear of disconnect. So we said, like, with an underactive, it would be you feel disconnected, but when overactive, maybe you do feel connected to those around you and things a little bit, but you have this fear that people are going to leave you, or you're going to lose that connection, or, you know, your pet's going to die or something, and you're going to lose that connection, that you have this big fear that the connection will be lost with these things that you want to be connected with. Mental symptoms would be just that overthinking again, but it was more like an obsession or a rushing, like loads of feelings and like loads of thoughts, just rushing through you, and can't really hold on to any of those thoughts because there's just so many rushing at you. And then spiritually again would be that clarity, but it would be clarity when you're trying to connect with your guides or with your higher self, or, you know, those higher things, and you're just not understanding, you're not getting what those messages are, you're not knowing what the truth of the matter is, like you can't quite grasp what the messages are. So this is the overactive. Okay, so how do we know when it is healthy and active? Physical, obviously, you would be full of energy and vitality, and in good health. Your immune system would be pretty good. You wouldn't really get illness, if at all, or very seldomly. And you feel quite grounded, weirdly. So although it's one of the higher chakras, and it connects us to other realms and those energies that are much higher, when it's balanced, we have that equilibrium with our bodies and with our spiritual side, right? So our physical and our spiritual is balanced, so we'll actually feel a groundedness there, which is kind of cool, right? Emotional. So emotional, we would obviously be emotionally stable, unlike the underactive and the overactive. We would also have a lot of very healthy relationships, so ones where we actually feel safe, where we actually feel that we can be ourselves around people that, and it doesn't need to be people, it could be animals, it could be your plants, it could be your spirit guides, it could be whatever relationships you hold dear, are ones where you actually feel comfortable interacting with, or just being around. You don't feel judged, you don't feel taken advantage of, and you don't feel like they're going to hurt you, right? Mental symptoms, again, would be clarity of thought, right? Because before it would be that confusion and lack of clarity, but you're going to be mentally clear on everything. The more healthy that chakra is, the more your mind will be clear and your thoughts will be clear, and even just being open to other people's ideas, like you're going to want to hear what other people believe, or their opinions on things, or just how they live their lives. Like you're going to be very open-minded and, you know, non-judgmental towards others too. And then spiritually, yes, you will be connected to the other realms, to the universe, to your gods, to your higher self, to everything spiritual. You'll feel that connection, you'll feel that place in the world, in the universe, in everything. You'll feel like you know where you're going, you'll be happy with your personal growth and your soul growth, and you'll be enjoying that journey through your life. Okay, so now we go on, as always, to how to activate this, or how to keep it healthy. So color therapy, obviously, we do the colors of the chakra. So again, this chakra is like a violet or a mauve or a purple, right? So obviously I have the hat and I have some on my skirt. It's also gold, so you can wear gold and, like I said before, gold jewelry, or silver, again, jewelry, or the clothes. And then you can surround yourself with it, so you can paint your meditation room these colors, or you can find a picture and put that on your wall with these colors in it, or even accessories like pillows and things could be in these colors to activate this chakra for you. Foods are very important with chakras, like that kind of like the eating to invigorate and to enhance our powers. So that whole you are what you eat kind of thing. So the food is very important. So for this chakra, sort of like the purple foods, so like blueberries and eggplant or aubergine, depending where you are in the world. And then even things like kale and spinach and those kind of like green, dark green leafy things, they would really, really help activate the chakra. Seaweed, strangely as well, is a good one to activate the chakra. I think it's to do with cleansing, but I'm not sure. If you know, put it in the comments. But I think it's about that kind of like the salt, like the sea salt and the water of the salt, and then that sort of like how it is a plant as well. So it's like earth, and it's like that balance of it all. It only just doesn't have fire, right? So it's got all these different elements in it, and the water and the salt especially are cleansing, right? So I think it's to do with energetic cleansing. If you know, please do tell me. I'll put it in the comments. Activities. So of course there's always like the meditation and the visualization. Visualization obviously anything to do with the colors perhaps, or just envisioning the chakra, or even if you're really, really good at these kind of things, doing things like astral projection or Akashic Records, or just visiting these other realms, like going to these places and having that connection to those energies. Sound healing is a good one. So if you are a sound healer, or you can listen to some on YouTube, or you can actually go in person to the sound bath healings, which are incredible. They would be really, really good to awaken and activate this galactic chakra. Stargazing is a really, really good one, because it kind of allows you to open your mind up to the vastness of everything, right? And your place in the world, and just how there's so much unknown, and you can just let your imagination just go wild when you're just staring up at the stars in the sky. And if you live in a city, maybe take a vacation somewhere into the countryside or something, and then go somewhere where there are stars that you can go and just gaze at for a little bit. Nature walks, since we're talking about nature and being outside, nature walks are always very, very good for these higher chakras. And you're doing anything creative as well, like what is creative for you, and go do that, and that helps activate that and enhance it for you. Affirmations, of course, make one that is very, very you, and very, very like resonates with you, makes you feel like something is happening. But it could be I open my mind to the wisdom of the universe and trust my intuition. I'm connected to the cosmos, and I embrace the universal energy around me. I am worthy of receiving guidance from the higher realms. Remember, we talked about unworthiness earlier, to actually connecting, right? Everybody is worthy of connecting to these higher energies. I align my thoughts and actions with the highest good for myself and others, and many, many more that you could make up for yourself. Okay, so crystals are very, very good for activating this chakra and all chakras. So of course purple ones like amethyst and ametrine. Ametrine is amethyst and citrine together, so that yellow one with the purple. Very, very good at enhancing this one. The blue ones, the sort of darker blue ones, so lapis lazuli obviously is a really, really powerful one. That's a really, really good one for opening up that chakra and connecting to the higher realms. For more of an emotional balance, you could also use another blue one that looks very similar. Soda Light is a really, really good one for those emotional connections to self and to those higher. Can't go wrong with some clear quartz. Clear quartz obviously very, very good for all of them, but with this one, because it's that master healer thing, it's very, very good at amplifying that energy and enhancing that energy for you and bringing in the intentions that you want for the other realm bridge that it is. Yeah, things like moonstone and black tourmaline, kyanite, all of these kind of things would be really, really good for sort of connecting, but also staying that grounded and within the body. So yes, you could be wearing these, you could just have them around your home, you could meditate with them, whatever it is that you want to do to activate this chakra with the crystals. There's also essential oils that you can use, and you can obviously have them in a bath, you can put them in a pan or in a diffuser and have them scenting your home. If they are put with a carrier oil, you could put add a few drops to some oil and put it on your skin so you can inhale it. You could also put it on a bracelet that has a lava stone on it, which is a porous black stone, and you just put a couple of drops on that, and then that can you can smell it throughout the day on that black stone, right? So oils would be, I would always say for these higher ones, especially like sort of third eye up, would always be frankincense. Frankincense is very, very good at putting you into that meditative state. Lavender obviously is a good one for this one because it's not only purple, but it's also like that calming and that relaxation thing, so it allows you to just release any tension and things, and allows you to go in a lot easier to connect with everything because you are feeling calm and soothed and happy. Blue tansy is just excellent at promoting peace and stuff, so similar to lavender, a really, really good one for this galactic chakra. Juniper berry is really, really good for clearing any negative energies and stuff like that, so using that as like a purification would be a really, really good one. And things like peppermint, again, for that clarity, because we've been talking a lot about how this one really affects the clarity of our mind. So things like peppermint would really, really help clear that mental fog, or just allow you to have that clarity of thought again. So that is the galactic chakra. I hope that made sense and that you enjoyed it. Next week we are doing tarot and astrology, a powerful combination, so how you can use astrology with your tarot deck for just that enhancement, like I kind of did with the tarot, with the astrology and the human design a few weeks back. This is tarot and astrology, and how those two together can have this magical combination and help you with your life choices and things. Our next chakra episode is the last one in our 12 chakra system before we move on to the 21 minor chakras. So in 4 weeks, so that's February the 11th, we're going to be doing Understanding the Universal Chakra, Infinite Love and Divine Purpose. That's going to be episode 14 of our Chakra Series. If you want to play along, the colours for that one are pretty similar to this one. It's gold and violet, just like this, but white instead of silver, and like a sort of rainbow spectrum, so almost like opal, right? Opal is a really good one there, that kind of like rainbow sheen, or like when you spill petrol or gas, or again, whatever country I'm talking to right now, and you have that like rainbow glistening on the spilled petrol or spilled gas on the tarmac, right? So that kind of like very subtle rainbow color. As always, please do like, subscribe, and share this video with anybody that you think would benefit from learning about the chakras, or share any of my videos that you think that they would be interested in. Thank you very much. I'm very much looking forward to next week tarot and astrology one. Until then, have a wonderful week, everyone, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye for now. From the wisdom well, keep shining, continue learning, and stay curious. Until next Wednesday.